You do the introduction.
Okay. You're leaning on the Pitchfork with Trace and Matt. Okay.
There we go. Anticlimactic.
Yeah, I know. Right. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Yeah.
So, episode 4.
It's hard to believe.
Yeah, and this one seemed a long time since we last did it. I don't know why.
Yeah, I can't. I was reminiscing about the previous 3 episodes, trying to think of the different times I've traveled to this museum, and I couldn't recall one of the travels. So anyways, I think I have it now though, but it's just, yeah.
Well, and it's interesting because like any of the other times it'd be like, oh, next week we're doing the podcast. But this week it seemed like 2 weeks seemed, maybe it was because we did it on the Tuesday night. I don't think that one night.
Oh yeah, that would be it. Right. And there was a lot of things that were happening too with the Halloween and Remembrance Day.
Remembrance Day, yeah.
So now it's November 27th. So
November 27th.
We're just in the end of November. Also, November is, I find, that month just drags. It's
yeah,
my
I
least
found it
favorite
went fast.
month.
I found it went fast.
Oh, yeah? Okay, all right.
Yeah, but
yeah, it goes fast, but I'm not a big, I'm not a big November person. I love the winter and all, and I do like the fall, but November,
I like fall.
It's dark, driving at night. It's just,
and do you ever notice like you'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired, and then you look at the clock and it's only like 6:30 or 7.
The time change is also a huge. And there was a point where I was pretty big on getting rid of time change. I'm like, this is so ridiculous. Why are we changing the time, right? And you hear all these different reasons, and I think it all comes down to, well, did we talk about this?
No.
Yeah, I think if you whittled it down, it would be saving energy way back in the day. More daylight time, daylight savings.
Well, I think part of it
and
also
farming.
Well, but I think kids getting on the school bus.
It's a whole bunch of things. But then also I heard you're able to do more extracurriculars after school as well. You know, kids could go out and play a little longer.
Yeah.
There was just a lot of benefits. But now I am totally pro time change. I love it. You know why? It gives you something to talk about. It's like the weather.
I was talking
right?
about the weather.
I'm reaching that age. I'm like, I don't want to get rid of time change. Like, what will I talk about at this point, right?
That's true. November would be kind of boring.
Yeah, the amount of times I talk about it. So anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, so 4th episode. Welcome everyone. If you've joined us in the last 3, we thank you for your support. If you're new to us, I'm Trace.
And I'm Matt.
We work together. We've worked together for quite a few years. And
I'd like to give a few shout outs. A huge thank you to North Lanark Regional Museum for letting us record in their amazing space. We're grateful for their support and providing a fantastic setting to bring this podcast to life.
So well said.
No, seriously though. And thank you to good listeners for tuning in. Without your support, this is what drives us to do this podcast. Without you, there would be no podcast.
Without you, thered be no us. We discovered we have a listener in Germany.
Oh yeah, that's right. The host site that we put the podcast on, it will give us some stats and analytics, and I don't know, it could be, who knows what that is.
Yeah,
someone when the wrong thing is like, what the hell is this?
They only listened for 3 seconds, but hell, they listened in Germany.
It's someone really into, I don't know, leaning on pitchforks.
Maybe. Yeah. So we're talking about the museum here, and I just want to give a quick call out that our family Christmas is happening. Isn't this awful? Saturday, December 7th, $5 a child or $10 for a family, 10 to 3. You can purchase tickets at the North Lanark Regional Museum.com. The NLR Museum at gmail.com, or you can call the museum themselves at 613-257-8503. And the little blurb is, are you dreaming of a white Christmas? Then come to the North Lanark Regional Museum's Christmas Family Day. Join us on Saturday, December 7th for crafts, homemade cookies, and a scavenger hunt and hot chocolate bar.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Drop is between 10 and 3 p.m. and enjoy some festive family fun. It is always a good time.
Yeah. Oh, anything like that. I love it. It's, Christmas is my favorite time of the year.
I know.
So
I call it the silly season.
It is the silly season. Yes, this is true. But Maybe I like being silly sometimes. So.
And this Wednesday coming up, there's the White Christmas Tree. Now, I believe the 11 a.m. seating is sold out. I don't know about the 1:30. When we had our meeting there back a couple of weeks ago, there was still room. But if you're interested in coming and having some tea and some
white Christmas tea.
White Christmas tea.
And so that would be $15 per person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to reserve your tickets ahead, so you can always give the museum a call or email them and see if there's any room left in the. I think the 11 o'clock is sold out. The 11:30 at that time there was still some room, but
or 1:30 you mean?
What?
11 a.m.
Yeah,
and
1:30. Sorry, did I say 11:30?
Yeah, sorry.
So we're getting some good responses about the podcast.
Yeah.
We've had one little critic mumble and grumble about we don't have a theme, but King, suck it up, and this podcast is about nothing.
Well, we were originally going to call this podcast Everything About Nothing, so...
Yeah, but it was already taken.
Yeah, so a theme. You know what? We let the themes... become...
Yeah.
We let the episode become a theme organically, right?
There you go.
So, back to this museum... We had quite the little adventure.
So, if anybody who's new here, there has been record of paranormal happening at the museum and in at the back lot, our log cabin. There have been recordings of paranormal happening. The museum itself, there's a young girl. We're not sure the age, who has her spirit here and likes to visit every once in a while. So last week ago Tuesday when we did our podcast.
So her spirit's around here. How long has this been going on here for?
I think for a long time.
Okay, since you can remember.
Yeah, I don't really know exactly. Yeah. But anyways. So it's kind of hard to explain, but the way the museum is set up is when you walk into one big room, and then to the right a wee bit, there's another back room which we're recording in, which we call the tea room, and then the kitchen is just off that, and then on the left hand side, at the corner of the front room, is it goes down into the basement.
Yeah,
the basement. I don't like the basement. The basement's spooky.
It's like any other basement.
Yeah, exactly.
But this one is particularly spooky.
This one's particularly spooky.
Yeah.
So to turn on the lights here,
there's something that you can feel it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So when you turn on the lights here for the back room, the tea room, you have to go over to the top of the stairs and you have to reach in, and there's a partial wall, and you have to reach in behind a big display case that sticks out a wee bit. So when you turn on those lights, you are practically facing down the stairs of the basement. And then, so that's okay. So when we got here at our last time, it was coming on dusk. We had to turn the lights on when we got in here. It was dark enough to...
Yeah, it's dark by the time we get here.
And so I turned the lights on for the tea room, the back room here. We did our podcast. Everything was fine. We go to start packing up, and you said, I'm going to take the equipment out to my van and I'll come back in and we'll close it, because we have to set the alarm and everything, and that's a bit of a rigmarole for us because we always bugger it up.
It's actually probably the most entertaining part of this
if we get in
session.
Here and leave without setting off the alarm. Anyway, so I had packed up my stuff, and I went over to the far corner of the front room to turn off the light to the back room here. And as I'm reaching in behind, I'm staring down into the basement, and I realized the light is on in the basement. Now, the light was not on when we were here.
No,
I would have noticed.
I would have noticed as well. Mm-hmm.
So what did I do? The brave soul that I am, I ran out to the front of the museum and yelled at you and said, Matt, get your ass in here real quick. There's something going on. And you came walking in and like, what's going on? And I explained it to him, and he's like, oh yeah, no, that is creepy. Because I realized that the light to turn on the basement is actually on the other side of the wall.
There's no way you would have touched
it. My arm wouldn't have had. I would have had to take at least 2 steps down towards the basement.
It's in an awkward spot, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it works, but it just, there's no way we would have.
No.
Yeah.
So that was fine. So we're kind of like, okay, let's just get out of here.
Let's get the hell out of here.
So we get everything out. We are closing up the door. It's dark. We don't really have
It's
any
very
light.
dark.
I had started my van with my
your
automatic
lights
car
on,
starter.
which
So
makes it even more creepy.
yeah,
That
so we
has
had a bit of
horror
light.
movie
We had a bit
element
of
to it.
light.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as I'm trying to lock the door, and we're kind of like laughing, but also thinking like, okay, this is really weird. There was this great big bang inside,
Like
that.
just like that. Yes. That exactly like that.
It was just like something heavy had
More
dropped.
bass. I don't know what that would sound like, but there was like some bass to it too. And
Yeah.
this was nothing this wasn't a picture that was falling off of the wall on the other side or anything like that.
Oh,
I'm not too sure.
We weren't going to go back in
No,
and find
we
out.
weren't going to. Because you didn't slam the door
No.
hard. Like,
You can't
shut.
slam the door, right? Because it automatically closes and
Yeah,
shuts.
exactly. There's no. It felt like it crept up. This bang. It's hard
Yeah.
to explain. Like it came towards us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, so we took off. I'm yelling at Matt, telling him, don't take off before I get in my van, because Matt moves a lot faster than this old girl does. And so we leave.
Mm-hmm.
And I phoned Doreen and Ed, who are the managers and I said to Doreen, like, listen, I'm really sorry if whoever goes in tomorrow, you may find something on the floor. I apologize. We weren't going back in to find out what it was, because this is what I explained it to her. And of course, she had a good laugh about it all. My mom was at a meeting that evening.
Mm-hmm.
So I was heading down to the farm to check the cattle. And then I was staying with my aunt, who lives at the farm with my mom, and who is elderly. And I phoned my friend Pauline. I said to her, I said, you can't get off the phone. I told her what happened. I said, you can't get off the phone. I am going to drive straight down to the barn. Mm-hmm. And of course, the barn was all in darkness. It was all dark outside, except for the yard light up at the house. And I put her on speakerphone. I said, you stay with me while I go in, because you have to go into the barn, shut the door, and then the light is on behind it. I checked everybody. I threw a bit of hay into the calves. And then I drove up to throw wood in the furnace. And I kept her on the phone. And I said, don't leave me. Whatever you do, do not leave me. Anyways, if the call didn't drop. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I called her back. And then I went into the house and spent the rest of the evening with my aunt. But no. But the best part was the next day, the next evening, we had a meeting here, a board meeting.
Okay, I didn't hear this part.
Oh, did you not?
Maybe.
And Doreen informed me she figured out what had caused the bang. Oh. Now, I don't think... Okay, talk for a second, because I'm going to go get it.
Okay, so you did tell me this right before we hit record. And so, was it Doreen that thought?
Doreen.
This was made... Okay, now Trace is grabbing what Doreen thought made the bang. And this was a bang. I'm telling you. This was someone banging, trying to get through the wall type bang.
Okay, everybody listen. Are you ready? Here it goes. I'm going to drop it.
I don't even know if the mics picked that up.
What it is a piece of cardboard with a community health plan for Almont. It is just a piece of cardboard with a advertisement or whatever glued to the front of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, actually, yeah. What is this?
And
community health plan. Oh, it's with their health display with all.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and that I don't even think that was in the front, was it?
There was Well, it was over there.
Oh no,
there.
the bang was.
I know. So I said to Doreen, I said, listen.
Here,
so
I can take that.
I did what I just did a few minutes ago, and I dropped a book on the floor and said, that's what the bang sounded like. Mm-hmm. Anyways, then everybody just laughed a bit more. But I'm telling you, it was a bang.
So we'll see what tonight brings us.
Yeah, don't even talk about it.
So it looks like the museum, this is great that it's going through a bit of a transition with the displays. So a lot of the cases are empty, but now I'm seeing these mannequins.
So
around.
Matt goes to go to the washroom, goes around the corner, and there's a mannequin with no head on it, and he kind of gave a big jump.
I know, and I see a couple others in the back in the other room. What would that? We're in the tea room. What is that room called? Like the main room?
Yeah.
The main room, the great room, maybe. And it's creepy, but it's awesome at the same time. I wouldn't want it any other way. So thank you for North Lanark Regional Museum for having us here and entertaining us in a paranormal way too, right? Not only
it was
it's
so that's why if I ever get here before you, I don't come into the museum before you're here.
It's like something else.
Such a wuss-ass.
Yeah, I don't have too many ghost stories. That's my second one. I had another one when I was a kid. I think every kid experiences a ghost story, but as an adult, that's one to remember. It was a good one. So yeah, again, we'll see what happens. So right now the light's not on. We confirmed. I don't know if you said this already. We confirmed
the light is off in the basement.
The light is off in the basement. We'll see what it's like.
Yeah, and the next day or a couple of days later when they were in the museum, there was nothing out of place. Nothing was on the floor except for the one little piece of cardboard that floated quietly to the ground when I dropped it.
And cardboard's an overstatement. It's more like bristleceboard.
Yeah.
Like loose bristle.
Yeah.
That's good.
Anyways. So yeah.
Okay.
So
just one quick thing. Thank you. You brought you were nice enough to bring the Equator coffee.
The Equator coffee.
Very good. In Alma location.
I'm still waiting, Craig and Amber, for you to contact us and say that we're going to get it free because we're doing advertisement for you. But
thank you. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, no, it is.
So
it's
that's
good.
what I'm.
Their hot chocolate is hot. There's nothing worse than ordering hot chocolate and getting lukewarm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, chocolate. Sometimes Tim Hortons, we got a bunch of hot chocolate there for the kids, and I guess the hot chocolate machine requires powder, right? And I think it's a powder, and then it mixes with hot water and then hot chocolate comes out. But sometimes if it's too low, you just get this really
silt,
light water, like brown water, almost like tea like. Yeah. And it barely tastes like hot chocolate. And we had 3 of them and it was
disgusting.
It was awful. But yeah, it happens sometimes.
You know the best way to make hot chocolate at home? Because it's normally hot water and right. Mm-hmm. And I'm not one to warm up all the milk and everything like that. I don't have enough energy to do that. I don't have the patience for that. So you take a cup, you put a bit of milk in it, in the cup. You add the hot chocolate mix, and you mix it so it becomes like a thick.
Oh, I see.
And then you add the hot water, and it makes it nice and rich and creamy. Yeah,
and it's not clumpy. It probably is clumpy when you're.
Yeah.
Because sometimes clumpy. Like with the instant stuff.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. My son was struggling with that the other day. So
there you go. So one thing I have mentioned off and on is the Almont train wreck.
Should we do Balderdash first?
Oh, yes. Let's do Balderdash. All right. So do you want to explain Balderdash? Okay.
So last episode, we started this Balderdash thing. I remember Balderdash. I didn't play it too much, but once you get it, you get it. It's you have a definition, a weird word, and you give 2 definitions. This is how we did it. Our last episode. One's real, one's fake. So we will each give one. A word with 2 definitions, and then we'll have to guess.
2 definitions or two definitions and then the real word, or
1 definition and the one fake definition and 1 real definition.
I have 2, but I'll pick. Okay.
I think. Okay. I don't know. I have 1 word though. That's okay.
Yeah, I have 1 word too.
Okay, so we're both going to do it right now.
Yep.
And then you, the good listener, can guess what it is throughout the episode.
There you go.
And do we reveal both of them, or do we save it for the next episode?
No, I think we'll reveal it now.
Yeah.
Because then we'll forget it.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
Okay, you want to go first?
How about I do? Okay, all right. Spraints.
Spraints. Okay.
Spraints. Okay, you want the first definition? The stretch when you are reaching for an object.
Okay.
The second definition?
Yeah.
Dung of an otter. Do you want me to repeat that?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Okay. Mine is lorry pop-up.
Lorry pop-up?
Liripoop.
Okay.
All right. A medieval instrument used to extract the juices from goats' intestines for cooking,
Okay.
or a silly person or one who does smart tricks.
Okay. All right.
All right. So your word was,
Spraints.
and mine was Liripoop.
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 All right.
All right. We will reveal them after. Okay, so we have, I've mentioned off and on about the Almont train wreck, which is a big part of our history here. And I never really kind of talked about it. So I wrote down a few things. So the train wreck actually happened on December 27th, 1942. Poor weather delayed the passenger train that traveled throughout the Ottawa Valley, up Renfrew, Arnprior, etc., and then traveled through Almont, heading to Ottawa. Troop train was following the passenger train. This train was carrying soldiers who were heading to Halifax. Normally, when trains went through Pakenham, there would be a red light or a green light letting them know about slowing down coming into Almont. But because it was on the weekend and holidays, nobody was manning the station.
No.
So the passenger train was running a little behind because of the larger crowds of people getting onto the trains and the weather.
Yeah.
The ladder train, the soldier train, was going faster, and as it was coming into Almont, came around the corner and was unable to stop in time because they did not realize that the Almont train was still sitting at
there.
dock.
Yeah.
It ran into the passenger train. 39 deaths, 150 injured.
Yeah.
And the troop train had one engine, 13 metal cabooses. Oh, I think one of us just got a...
I think that's yours.
And weighed over 1,000 ton altogether.
Yeah, it's so heavy.
So when it hit, it took out the last three coaches of the passenger train. But it hit it so hard that other passengers in the coaches up further were thrown either across or somebody actually went out through windows or whatever. Local troops and locals helped along with many of the passengers who could. The old town hall was used as a morgue, and that's when we talked about when we did the paranormal thing there last June. The upstairs of the old town hall was used as a morgue and a hospital. As the hospital itself was quickly filled up. And then right across from the accident was the old O'Brien Theatre, and it was also used. So that's the old Almont train wreck. There is a memorial that stands at the corner of Bridge Street and Mill Street.
Okay.
And it's so
I'm looking at some photos right now. It's awful.
yeah. So our museum has some information on it. So, well, not some, has quite a bit. If you just type in Almont train wreck.
Yeah, I quickly did that. It's known to be as one of Canada's worst railway disasters, and Ottawa Valley.
So my good friend Barb, her aunt was on that train. Bernadette Frapper, Leclerc. Bernadette's husband, Ren Leclerc, was fighting overseas at the time of the wreck. Bernadette was considered deceased and was placed in Almont Town Hall, which was being used as a temporary morgue. So this is what Barb wrote to tell me. She laid there all night, and in the morning when they were loading her body onto a wagon when someone saw her breath in the cold, she was transported to the Ottawa Civic. Both her ankles were crushed, and they never did fully heal. Her ribs were so badly broken that they eventually folded in over her diaphragm. And I know Barb has told me that her ankles and her feet constantly had ulcers and everything all through her life. She had to sleep sitting up for many years before finally having corrective surgery. When her husband came home, he came home as a decorated war hero, And they went on to raise 5 children, including a set of twins. They owned and operated Leclerc's grocery store in Arnprior for many years. Bernadette's sister Florence was also on the train that day. She was thrown clear, survived the crash, and also was released from the hospital after a few weeks. So there you go. The Almont train wreck. If anybody has kids or grandkids who have to do a bit of Canadian history.
Yeah. Well, there's the memorial, right? And so...
Yeah. And it's a very nice memorial. It's right on the corner.
I didn't realize how many deceased there. That's... I'm going through like a list of the Canadian... there were some pretty bad ones too, eh? Like...
Yeah, and see, at that time, the movement of troops were kept quiet. Mm-hmm. So nobody knew, like, any of the passenger trains didn't know that the troop train was coming up behind them because nobody knew that
they were coming.
Yeah.
So it's just holidays too, right? That's just awful.
So yeah, the Almont train wreck, part of Canadian history and definitely a part of Mississippi Mills history, for sure.
Yeah. I think of, what was it? Lac Magnetique, I believe the name was. There was a bad one, probably 10, 15 years ago. And that like did like quite a bit of damage, and a lot of people, I forget exactly when it was, but...
Sorry, the what?
Was it Lac Magnetique?
Oh, yeah. 47 were killed.
Yeah, 47, and that was just so horrible.
Yeah. Was it the brakes failed? The emergency brake failed?
Yeah, I think it was up on a hill, right? And then it went down, and it just...
Yeah,
it crashed into a town. And I forget when that was, like what time of the year?
October 2013 at July 6th.
Yeah.
I just have it written down here.
If memory serves me correct, there was a bunch of people partying. You know, there was like a club or whatever, and it's just... And so that one's fresh in my mind, right? And so to think that happened around here as well, like it's close to home, it's awful. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you never know when accidents are going to happen. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. Well, look at my mom.
Yeah.
I mean, my mom.
Yeah.
Who I won't say her age, but I'm 52. So wait, am I 52 or 53? I can never remember this. Either 52 or 53. Anyways, working with cattle. I guess it would be 3 weeks ago now, Friday?
Okay, yeah.
Was it about 3 weeks ago? I guess so, eh? And one of the cows biffed another cow, knocked mom down. Cow went over mom. The other cow went over mom, landed on her legs, her ankle.
Oh my God.
Taken to emergency after she continued to work for another 2 hours. Mm-hmm. Thought she had a broken ankle, badly sprained ankle, badly sprained knees, legs, sprained ankle, sprained wrist. And I mean, that's bad enough. I mean, she hobbled along, supposed to take it easy, but never did. But, if that cow had landed on her chest or her head, it would have been a different story.
Mm-hmm. That's awful. Oh my God.
And it's not something that, that's what we do every day, right? We're working with cattle and you never think about it. So yeah, no, accidents certainly can.
And it's like where you least expect it too, right?
Yep.
Like, so. Yeah.
Well, it's like they say most car accidents happen within 2 kilometers of your own.
Yeah. Well, you get all relaxed and you're just a little loosey-goosey, but yeah, it's just when you're in an unfamiliar place, you're a little bit more aware of everything around. You're not too sure,
for sure. Anyways, on that happy note. So I got a question.
Yeah.
Probably a question that this scenario probably causes many fights in a household. Mm-hmm. Toilet paper, over or under?
Oh, yeah. Over. No. Yeah.
No, it's got to go under.
Do you have a cat?
Yeah, we have 2. At one point, we had 5.
If it's under, wouldn't the cat be able to roll it more? If it's over, it's just going to keep on rolling around.
No. If it's over, you go to you can't tear it off easily. No, it's got to be under. It's got to be under. This is a world wide.
Think about it though,
question.
Right? Wouldn't a cat be able, if it's under?
No, if it's over, they can still flip it and keep going.
Yeah.
If it's under,
I really don't care, actually.
Oh, see, it drives me crazy. Drives me crazy when it's over.
Yeah,
drives me crazy when it's over.
I think I usually do it over, though, if I were to do it.
If I'm at somebody's house and their toilet paper's over, I'll change it under.
Nice.
It's my little way of helping humanity.
go to a party, you check all the washrooms, you
Yeah,
switch
exactly.
it. The homeowners the next day cleaning up.
What the hell?
Hell is that? Who went through all the toilet paper? Someone must have switched it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're at somebody's house and you take the last bit of toilet paper, do you hunt around and find another one to replace it, or do you?
I never really put myself in that situation, to be honest. Hopefully not, right? So
I was just curious.
I don't, yeah. But if I had to, yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you may as well, right?
Yeah, I guess it'd be kind of, like us as women use the toilet paper all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Men not so much.
Yeah.
So if you say I've used the last of your toilet paper, you're kind of revealing what you were doing in the bathroom.
Yeah, nothing worse than seeing an empty roll of toilet paper, or there's just like a little bit, like a ply and a half, or
Yeah. Well, as parents, we get used to that.
or a square and a half.
Square and a half.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Anyways, I just was curious. I was just curious,
That's a good question, though. It is a debate that I've had in the past too. But yeah,
How far would you look? How far would you search in the bathroom for toilet paper to put a clean one on? Put a clean one on. Put a new one on.
clean one. Jesus. I guess you check the obvious spots. There's not much.
Just hope that you don't find something like, oh dear, sorry.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're going through the cupboards of a stranger's house. Depends on how well I know the person.
Yeah.
I suppose, right? So, but again, I don't really ever put myself in that scenario. But you never know, right? It could happen.
So, funny story. When you were talking about the mannequin there, I don't know if you've noticed, but the mannequin has a T-shirt.
Yeah, I'm seeing turtlenecks almost, right? Well, okay, no, there's a bunch of mannequins, and the one that spooked me out had a T-shirt on, yes, and the other ones have black turtlenecks. It looks like, or unless that's just the. Oh, wait a second, I think that's just the onesie they're wearing underneath.
So, I just gotta try to find it here. So last year, I came up with the idea of designing T-shirts with sayings on them to raise as a fundraiser for the museum. The first one I did was it's a picture of an old plow, and then around it says, "Nobody ever gets through the hard time by just you only get through the hard times by plowing through it, or something like that."
Nice.
One of the other ones I wanted to do was a old X-Lax tin can.
You have that downstairs.
Yeah, the old X-Lax.
And speaking of which, downstairs, back to the basement, there's a lot of stuff down there too.
There is.
Well, amazing stuff, but just adds to the element of... So there's an old tin can of X-Lax, okay.
Yeah. So I wanted to do a old tin can of X-Lax and then have it underneath, or have it up top, running, a stick man running, and then the saying would be just run with it. But I thought, okay, I can't use the X-Lax logo without permission. So I emailed.
Is X-Lax still a thing?
X-Lax is still a thing.
Oh my God.
So I emailed the X-Lax company.
May as well, right?
Yeah, well, so this is the email I sent. I sent this back January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August 27th of 2023. My name is Tracy Payne, and I am on the committee for the North Lanark Regional Museum. We are located in Almonte, Ontario, Canada. Our museum treasures the history of Mississippi Mills, and although we are small, we work hard to keep our museum going. As a fundraiser, we are designing T-shirts that will have a historical copy of different items. We are asking permission to use an image of a very old X-Lax container with the words "Run with it" underneath. We thank you for considering to help us with this fundraiser. We look forward to hearing from you. Cheers, Trace. To which I got a response.
Nice, though.
Dear Tracy Payne,
Okay.
Thank you for contacting Hallian regarding, I guess Hallian is the mother company of,
Okay, yeah.
regarding X-Lax tablet. Your inquiry has been forwarded to the appropriate department, and we will contact you once we have information. Should you have any further questions, please contact us at blah, 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 blah. We greatly appreciate your patience, and thank you for taking time to contact Hallian. Yours sincerely, Dahoa, Global Customer Relations, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't hear back them for like a couple of weeks. So I called. I got this very nice gentleman.
called.
I
Okay,
called.
nice.
I got this very nice gentleman, John.
John.
John. John said that my file was being looked at, and I never heard back from them. So I don't know if they thought it was a joke or whatever. But if by
the way
chance,
she signed off, we thank you for your patience.
Yeah.
Patience, X-Lax,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. It feels like there's so many jokes that must go on that company. But it'd be funny if it went up to like the head office, big board meeting. Okay, we got these T-shirts.
yeah, I wonder how many times they get. Anyways, so if anybody who's listening has any contacts with X-Lax, can you please tell them to look at our file and give us the okay that we can use the old X-Lax tin can logo and
Put it on a T-shirt.
put it on a T-shirt?
Yeah. And when did you send this?
I sent it August of last year.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I think I think patience is.
Yeah.
I'm not a patient person at the best of times.
I know. Well, I mean, X-Lax is like the whole point is you don't need patience either, right?
That's right.
That's the whole point.
So they discovered that diarrhea is hereditary.
Okay.
Yeah, it runs in the genes.
You got me there. Nice.
Anyway, so yeah. So if you're looking for any Christmas gifts, contact the museum, order a T-shirt.
Yep. Nice T-shirts.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah, I wish I could see. Yeah, I'll take a look. Yeah. Okay, that's good to know. And I noticed there, back to the museum, there's a Christmas tree that's up, ready to
Getting
decorate.
ready for the Christmas
Good.
party. Yeah.
See?
Yeah, the silly season, as I like to refer to it. Are you a serious Christmas tree decorator?
I just let the kids go wild with it, and then I'll throw things up. I don't. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be full. You know what I mean? And then you have like the. There's no. Sometimes you'll see a tree and it's very uniform looking. It's very perfect. I like it. Just old ornaments, ones that have sentimental value. Ugly ones, there's a few nice ones, the ones with the names of the all the family members on, all of that. Just chuck it all on, make sure it.
Despise decorating a tree.
Oh, really?
Always have.
Okay.
My mom was one of these moms that every individual tinsel had to come, be put on. And
yeah, we don't. Yeah.
And when it came time to decorate the Christmas tree, when I was a kid, I would invite friends over. Like I'd invite.
We just blast the decorations on.
Yeah.
Just the more full, the better. Sort of.
And then over the years,
Except
my
for
friends,
the bottom. Because the dog
and cats.
Cat,
Yeah.
Anyway, your friends will decorate.
Well, yeah. Well, and then eventually they caught on that around Christmas time when I called them to see if they wanted to come over. It was because I wanted them to decorate the Christmas tree. But this one year, my grandma and I were decorating the Christmas tree, and Mom, I guess, was at work or whatever, and and she said, make sure you don't just throw the tinsel on. Make sure you put each one on individually. Anyways, Grandma and I got tired of it.
So when you say the tinsel, like the long,
silver,
almost
yeah.
like shredded paper, like
that's
really,
silver.
Do they still make that? I don't know.
I think so. Yeah.
That's a pain.
It's
Now
a pain
they
when you
have
want
it
to-
on a string. It's more of like a string tinsel.
So you can feel my agony when I had to individually
Yeah,
take
those. I
each
know.
one.
And so
Anyway,
you would keep them.
no, we threw them in behind the tree. We just take a big ball. We threw some on, and then we made a big ball. And
Oh my god! Yeah. That's. I don't miss the tinsel, but it did have a nice effect. I must admit.
well, whatever.
Did you ever do the popcorn?
No.
Do you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
No.
You pop some popcorn,
Yeah.
and then you would thread it.
No. You know me, man. My patience. I wouldn't have the patience to do that.
And then you would wrap around. What a weird.
They're
tradition.
doing this at the Christmas.
Where did that come from, though?
I don't know. I'll have to look it up and find out for the next
Maybe
time.
I should ask ChatGPT.
Yes. Volume down, though.
Yeah, I'll turn the volume down.
We're not allowed to
Hold on.
record.
Well, let's just see. Oh no, I forget how to do this now. Oh no, I don't want that. Here we go. No, I don't want that. Oh, I don't know. I forget how to do this now. It's weird.
Not just ask a question. Chat.
Yeah, I know, but there.
You got it?
Hello. Oh, there it is. Okay. Well, when did the tradition of wrapping popcorn around a Christmas tree start? I don't know if it was listening. Uh-oh.
Oh, can't record.
So it's saying the tradition of stringing popcorn around a Christmas tree dates back to the Victorian era in the United States. People wanted to make their trees festive and homemade, so they used what was readily available, popcorn, which makes sense. As I was asking the question, that was the first thing I thought of. Like, you have that, right? And it's popcorn. There's always a lot of it. The popcorn was often dyed and mixed with cranberries to add color. Okay. Makes
There you
sense.
go.
So give it a bit of color to symbolize togetherness and simplicity, celebrating the season with a natural handmade touch. This makes a lot of sense. Like, I don't think back in the Victorian era, they could just go to your local Walmart or Dollarama to get some cheap decorations.
No.
So you use what
Well, they
you
used
have.
to use candles, real candles on
Yes,
Christmas
I
trees.
know. And I remember being young and going to some lady's house. I didn't really know her, and she was older, and she had candles in her tree, and it freaked me out, man. It was more of a tradition. I don't think she left it. I think it was more of the tradition of, okay, let's light the candles. Let's just watch it. This is how it used to be. I don't think they let them burn for a long time.
I remember one time, oh, this is so inappropriate. This is so mean of me. But I remember reading an obituary one time about a person who passed away in a house fire. Mm-hmm. And anyways, and then at the bottom it said, cremation has occurred in these stuff. And I'm thinking, like, if you're in a house fire, maybe you already are. Like,
oh my. This podcast, it can get so dark sometimes.
Just, kind of.
That's true.
It's just,
I guess,
yeah. Just kind of seemed funny that they talked about how they passed away in a house fire and then they're going to cremate them.
So I guess, did you hear that?
Yeah, it's a furnace. I think.
Downstairs?
I think, isn't it?
That was freaky. Okay. Anyway, back to Christmas. So it seems like it's a theme, which makes sense. We have December just around the corner. It starts Sunday. Christmas tree. When do you put it down? This is a good debate.
My husband does all this.
Okay.
As if it was up to me, I
There'd be
wouldn't
no
do. I
Christmas
wouldn't
tree?
do any of it. Like, I believe in the meaning of Christmas. Don't get me wrong. Like,
Yeah.
but I call it the silly season because it's just ridiculous how commercialized it would be.
It is.
He likes to take it down after Little Christmas,
Yeah, I tried that. That's December.
January
Sorry, that's what I meant to say. January
9th or 11th or something like that. Yeah.
I did that one year. It felt a little long, but I liked it. It was nice, but generally I prefer. I've tried it all. I've tried that. I've taken it down Boxing Day, and I realized right in the middle. I like it right before New Year's Day, really. New Year's Eve day, I should say. So then for the new year, everything is sort of clean and tidy. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I
But the
avoid
real
all that like a
traditionalists,
plague.
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not. I think my mom traumatized me having to tote up the tinsel.
The tinsel.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
tinsel PTSD. Yeah.
And then my grandma and I got in trouble because my grandma and I got in a lot of trouble. So one time, my mom decided that we were going to plant our own potatoes and we were going to plant a crap load of potatoes. Mm-hmm. So she decided back at the back 40, back in like 3 fields back, we have a bit of a swamp. And she decided that planting along the swamp would be a good spot. The ground would be nice and moist and good and everything for. So she bought like 2 or 3 great big burlap sacks of potatoes, and we cut them all in half. And Mom went off to work. I was off for summer holidays, and Grandma and I were left the job of going down and digging these holes and putting these stupid potatoes in these holes. And the ground was not moist. It was hard. It was friggin' hard as rocks. So we put the sacks on the wagon. Graham jumped on the wagon. I drove the tractor back. We were working away, and I don't know how many we got planted. And Graham kind of looked at me and she said, like, "We're not doing this. Like, this is ridiculous." So we threw them all into the
Oh, nice.
into the swamp. And Graham said, "We'll just tell Beverly that, they just didn't grow." Anyways, we never thought, we swore to each other we wouldn't say anything, we wouldn't squeal on each other.
Yeah.
And anyways, a little while later, we're all sitting having supper, and my stepdad, Mr. Merle, is sitting there and he's eating away, and All of a sudden he says in this nice, quiet voice, he's like, I was down to the back this morning and I noticed there's a lot of potatoes coming up from the edge of the swamp. I wonder what would be causing that. And Grandma and I kind of looked at each other. We just put our heads down. And Mom's like, what do you mean potatoes come along the swamp? You guys shouldn't have planted them that close. And we're like, anyways. And then she clicked in that
You just dump them there.
we just dumped them. Yeah.
That reminds me of I had a friend who used to deliver Penny Saver magazine.
Oh,
You remember
yeah.
the Penny Savers.
Yeah.
And you get paid not much just to deliver a certain amount, but they would just go to. I witnessed it a few times.
They just go to the dumpster.
The dumpster by our school, dump them in there, and then we just skateboard for like an hour or two. But he got caught, I think. So
Yeah.
you can't be doing that. But
Yeah. Yeah, no. Anyways, we never planted potatoes again back there. That's
No.
for sure.
yeah,
In that. So, anyways, yeah. Your grandparents still living?
no,
No, I didn't. I haven't heard you. Yeah, no, I lost my. So that's one. Interesting enough, research has shown that kids who grow up with their grandparents as being very involved actually show like more compassion and more caring and all that. But it also shows that the grandparents, there's less diagnosis of Alzheimer's or dementia with grandparents who are involved with their grandkids.
no. Keeps them sharp.
Keeps them like, yeah.
But that's an interesting. My grandparents. I was lucky enough that they were alive to see my own kids, so that was unique. My grandfather on my mom's side I never met. He passed away before I was born, but the other three, that was nice.
Yeah, no, I never met my grandfather. But yeah. Anyways, I mean, I know some people's situation doesn't allow them to be close to their parents and grandparents and all that, but yeah. So should we do the
Which
reveal the true meaning?
the balderdash?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so you're gonna have to remind me again what your word
so
was.
let's just say it again. Okay, I'll do mine. Spraints.
Right.
Okay, and I said one definition was the dung of an otter, and the other definition was the stretch when you are reaching for an object.
I'm gonna say, I don't know. I really want to say dong of the otter. Otter. Okay, I'm gonna say the dong of the otter.
Yeah, that's correct.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct.
There we go.
Spraints. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know.
So mine was Lori Pop-Up. And it was a medieval instrument used to extract the juices from goats' intestines for cooking, or a silly person, or one who does smart tricks.
A silly person or one that does smart tricks.
Very good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We both got it.
There we go.
Nice.
We did not know each other's word.
We had no idea. Yeah.
I kept reminding you today to get a word going.
Yeah, and I waited until the last minute. Speaking of poop, did you know wombat poop is cubed shape?
No, I didn't.
They produce poop that is nearly perfectly cubed. Look it up. They're just perfect. Like they look like the.
I have so many questions.
Yeah, I know. Just a little factoid. They look like little sugar cubes almost. Yeah. I don't know how that works or whatever, but yeah, wombat poop. I don't even really.
They have a unique intestine that
Yeah.
are likely causing. Let's check this out here. Oh yeah. Huh. Kind of like horse poop. Like horse poop is just small balls.
Yeah.
Oh,
These are pretty cubed, like though. I mean,
I think you're going to say these are pretty cute.
no, not really.
Wombats are cute.
Yeah, I've never, really seen one. So, anyway,
Huh. Isn't that interesting?
yep.
Cool. So I have this book here. Uncle John's Bathroom Reader Treasury.
Oh, those are good.
They are awesome.
I haven't seen one of those in a long time.
I used to buy one. Let's see when I bought this one. Oh, I didn't write it down. I bought Mr. Merle. Always bought one for Christmas every year. And that, but they are So if anybody doesn't know, it's just a book of completely useless
information,
and in the
facts.
bottom there's always these little facts. The market value of the raw material in a 170-pound man's body in 1987 price was about $25.
Okay.
Yeah.
That seems to be like a long lost thing, having bathroom readers. Just, do you remember, speaking of bathrooms with the toilet paper, I think this seems to be a little reoccurring theme this episode. Do you remember when you would go to the washroom and there'd be a little rack of magazines and the bathroom book? There was another book, a popular one called Letters from a Nut. And it was like someone very similar to your letter to the X-Lax people. And he would write letters to these companies asking these just ridiculous requests. It was a hilarious book. I highly recommend it.
We should do that.
Yeah, Letters from a Nut. Yeah, I'll find the book and
we should start sending letters.
Yeah,
emails.
and then we can use the podcast. We can update it. We'll compose the letters and everything. Yeah, Letters from a Nut. So we'll look that up. That's a good one.
I'm gonna write it down.
Yeah, write that down. And so the Uncle John, and that was another classic one. But when was the last time you saw magazines in a?
Well, because everybody uses their phone.
I know, exactly. The phone. That's like,
and then
many
phones fall in the toilet.
The phone's completely wiped out, and that is definitely one of them on top of the list, right?
Letters from a Nut. That's great.
Yeah, Letters from a Nut. Yeah, book. Just write book.
So this is interesting.
Okay.
Gatsby, a 50,000-word novel from Ernest Wright, contains no word with the letter E.
That's insane. Really? How many pages?
No, sorry, not Gatsby.
Yeah.
Gadsby. 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 King, Carter, Potter. Our English.
There's no letter E.
A 50,000-word novel by Ernest Wright contains no words with the letter E.
Jeez. Like, obviously that's intentional, I suppose, but I wonder why.
I don't know.
Yeah, the longest book without the letter E. 2007? No, it must be older than that. Gadsby.
Yeah, not Gatsby, but
no,
Gatsby.
I'm not. I'm looking at Gadsby. Yeah, Gadsby. Yeah. Oh, no. Except for 4 instances. That's what this Wikipedia is doing now. But interesting. Makes me almost want to read it. Just see, but I definitely won't.
Something else I discovered while I was just kind of cruising stuff back a couple of weeks ago. Australia is wider than the moon.
Okay.
The moon is 3,400 kilometers or 2,113 miles in diameter. Mm-hmm. Australia is 4,000 kilometers, 2,485 miles. Would you ever go to Australia?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I went to New Zealand. Do you know why I went to New Zealand?
Why? Because it's not Australia? Or
because there's no snakes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Australia has some friggin' wild snakes.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't like snakes?
No, I can't stand snakes.
All right. Yeah.
Can't stand snakes.
Yeah.
No. Like, and I genuinely cannot, like, even thought of it now, and I just, ugh.
There's other things I'm more scared of, like polar bears, for example. But snakes, you never know. Like, sometimes I could be doing yard work around my house in the suburbs and encounter a snake, right? Like, and even if they're a harmless girl or snake, you just they spook you out. It's like seeing a mouse, right? If it goes across,
I had one wrapped around my neck when I was a kid.
But yeah, a snake.
Bunch of kids.
Yeah, there's.
I took care of them afterwards, but
the kids put it around your neck or as a joke, a dare, or
yeah.
Oh my god.
Anyways,
yeah,
they were sorry. But ever since then, I've been petrified. Like, I'm genuinely petrified of snakes. Like, I will like physically get sick.
You ever see a water snake?
Yo, jeepers! Yes,
those are the worst, I find.
Yeah,
like you're swimming,
like even eels. Like, I don't even like eels.
If you're swimming
and you see a water snake,
and there's a water snake that goes by, that's not fun. That's like, Yeah, I get out of the water pretty
Ugh.
quickly, but I've seen some people they'll just grab it,
Ugh.
they'll snap it on the water and just kill it on the spot. I've seen
Like I don't want snakes to die. Like,
Yeah.
like as much as I don't like them, they're good for, but just stay the hell away from me.
There used to be a lot of water snakes up where my parents were. I remember. I haven't seen any like in recent memory, but I remember when I was younger. Yeah, but
Ugh.
so you would never get a pet snake?
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no, 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 no. No, the first snake I ever actually touched was a great big python. And that didn't freak me out as much because they're bigger. And actually it felt quite almost like velvety like, but no. So there's I don't even know if he's still around. There was Reptiles Rock, who was a gentleman in Ottawa. He was actually a teacher who rescues reptiles. And we had him at our place one time for my daughter's birthday. And it was great. Like he put this big mat down on the living room floor, and all the kids sat around, and he brought all these, and it was very hands-on and everything like this. But he had some smaller snakes. Like I said to him, I said, one of those escapes, you're not leaving until you freaking find the stupid thing. But one of my old coworkers, Robin, her daughter was just, I don't know, Haley probably would have been like maybe 6 or 7 then. Anyways, we were outside, and he'd brought the snakes. He brought some animals outside and all that. And Robin noticed that Haley was heading over towards the car, and she kind of looked weird the way she was walking and everything. She had smuggled one of the snakes up the sleeve of her shirt. And she was heading to the car. She was hoping to take it home.
Oh, geez. Yeah, some people just can be attached to these things, right? So, yeah, no, I'd rather, if I see a snake, I don't want to be around it. I'll just, not terrified of them, but don't love them. I had some friends, they moved into a house. This was 20 years ago, probably. While they're in university on Heritage by Main Street in Ottawa. So, university, a lot of students going in and out. And it was a house, I think about 4 or 5 of them were renting it. And it was the top floor, and then the bottom floor was a bunch of other students living there. And so they moved in, and then the people below knocked on the door and said, "Hey, how's it going? Welcome, blah, blah, blah. Just to let you know, we lost a pet snake, an albino snake."
I'd be so gone.
Yeah, I know. They just moved in, right? And they weren't joking. This wasn't initiation or anything like that. They're like, just let us know. It's probably in the vents, or it's maybe long gone. Who knows? But I just couldn't get that out of my mind. They lived there for about a year. And
Oh my gosh. No way. No way. Look at that family who's the people above or whatever, somebody's snake escaped and went down and killed one of their kids.
Horrible.
I know.
That was awful.
I know.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That was in Canada.
I think it was out east, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was out
That was
east.
horrible.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. Harrison Ford is phobia of snakes, eh? And Indiana Jones, they used
that's a real
genuine.
So they just took on, I bet you they wrote that in after they realized they didn't like it.
I don't know.
Interesting.
But great movies.
Yeah, well, yeah, I haven't seen the latest one.
Oh, yeah.
There's the 2 newer ones.
Yeah. No, the three original are the best. It's like Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, there's like The Last Crusade with Sean Connery.
That was good.
And River Phoenix is in that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was okay. It's okay. It's good.
And then not Empire Strikes Back. Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah, the
the
original.
Temple of Doom.
Yeah. No, the Temple of Doom is. Yeah, no, it's not. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Temple of Doom. That's with the young lad.
Yeah.
I was thinking the Red Skull or whatever it is. That one with the stupid alien things.
Yeah, they had.
There we are, back to aliens.
Yeah. You know what though? I didn't hate it, but I do have a tendency. I love bad movies.
I know you do.
Yeah, so the first one was Raiders of the Lost Ark. The second one was Temple of Doom. That was 1984. And then 89 was The Last Crusade. And then,
And then from there, it kind of went down.
Flash forward.
And I love Harrison Ford. I always say, if somebody was to say, Trace, you're going to die tomorrow, but you get to pick the way you want to die. it would be drowning in a vat of chocolate and peanut butter trying to eat my way out with the young Harrison Ford with me.
So
I'm going to keep it PG, so I'm not going to say that we're naked.
I'm just going to move forward.
I would die a very happy person.
So the fourth one is Indiana Jones in the Kingdom of the
That's the one with the
Crystal
alien.
Skull.
Yeah, that was stupid.
And then the fifth one
That's where he's older and... I mean, the skull when he was
Dial
dead.
of Destiny. Yeah, I don't know that one. But so Harrison Ford, though, he was a roadie for the Doors, I believe. Eh?
Yeah, there was something like that. He's a pilot. He saved somebody. He crashed also, but he rescued somebody one time when he was...
Yeah.
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 But it's like Star Wars. Like, there's only really 3 Star Wars movies. The rest are all just garbage.
Yeah, the first two. The prequels have sort of grown on me, and weird way, again, I like bad movies, so yeah, that's it. So... yeah. You know, Harrison Ford though, he's had a good run with lots of good movies. Even like The Fugitive.
Oh yeah, I love The Fugitive. Yeah, I know. I like Harrison Ford. He's a great actor. Mm-hmm. Same with Tommy Lee Jones.
Yes,
Tommy Lee Jones is
another good one. Yeah,
like all the old boys. Clint Eastwood.
He has a new movie coming out.
I know, he's like 98.
Mm-hmm. No, I think 94.
94?
Here, let's find it. Here,
Yeah.
So, and he directs the movie. There must be... Yeah, he's 94 years old. There must be, like, you know, they have ghostwriters. Like, it's got to be, like, ghost directors. And he has final... I can't...
I don't know.
94, that's impressive. That's good.
Well, there's some lady who was 99 and took up sprinting.
Yeah, that is true. Just Clint Eastwood has it. And you know what? If anyone could have done it, it would have been like it's him. It doesn't surprise me that much. I think his mom didn't, like, she passed away not that long ago too.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Yeah. Have you ever heard about Sylvester Stallone's mom? She's a bit of a...
No.
Oh, she's... Look her up. Like she's...
So Clint Eastwood's mother passed away in 2006. That's not that long ago considering...
Yeah. Yeah, look up Sylvester Stallone's mom. I think she's dead now, but she was some like psychic, like really like
Jackie Stallone.
Yeah, just the look of her, I'm sure, gives you a hint of.
She passed away. She lived up to 98. She passed away in 2020. Astrologer, dancer and wrestling promoter. Interesting. That's fun. Yeah. Oh my God, she looks like. Holy jeez, I've never... Take a look at the picture. If you get a chance, take a look at the picture. And she's definitely a Stallone, for sure. Yeah, interesting. Wasn't it... Michael Jackson had a psychic sister as well, right?
I don't know. Remember I was showing the video at school?
No, Michael Jackson... There was Janet Jackson, but he has a sister... who was a psychic, I'm sure.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me.
And she had commercials on LaToya Jackson, I think. It might have been LaToya. Yeah. Maybe it was just like a little phase she was going on. But yeah.
So if anybody who's listening, if you want to see something really creepy, look up CNN Michael Jackson. Oh no, they'll know because it says prank. So there's a prank video of them doing a walkthrough of, what was his name of his house? Storyland?
No, Neverland?
Neverland.
Ranch, yeah.
And then they pretend there's a spirit, and then all of a sudden this witchy lady jumps out of the screen. So I added up going there at school there not too long ago and got so many kids. It was so much fun.
And it surprises me because they should know you by now. And like, it felt like it was obviously a prank and there would be a jump flash, but they had no idea.
I hit on the screen. I put the magnetic thing on the board where it said, Michael Jackson's scary prank or whatever, so they couldn't see it.
And we built it up. I was pretending. I'm like, oh yeah, I heard about this.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It was great.
And then Michael Jackson. But that's an old trick that I feel like it peaked on the internet 15 years ago, or right around when Michael Jackson died.
Yeah.
We all remember those videos of like you get your parents watching this video and then there's this jump scare. And clearly that's died down a little bit because none of these kids were expecting that. And it just seems so obvious.
And it was great because they'd jump and they'd go, "You didn't scare me."
Yeah, they did.
It was wonderful.
Yeah, it was
good.
It was good. Yeah. And it says to turn the music up as well, or the audio up. So you turn it up all the way and it's really faint, but then when it screams,
it's really, really loud.
Yeah, it hits you.
Yeah, no, it was good.
So leaving this place tonight after we pack up this podcast, I wonder if we're going to have a similar back to that full circle.
Don't do this to me.
Yeah, I know.
Don't.
All right.
Yeah, no, I don't. Oh, jeepers. So yeah, we're gonna look at letters from. Yeah, we'll start sending requests to businesses. And,
yeah. No, I think that'll be good, and we'll do it via podcast. You know, we'll come up with it and update. We'll do it like outside. But we'll update the listener, you the good listener of the podcasts or the letters and. Who we're mailing it to and what crazy requests we have, and then see if they reply. And if they reply, we'll
say we're doing a podcast and we'd like to.
Yeah, that's good.
The other thing we got to do is we got to set up a TikTok account.
Yeah, I don't know what TikTok is really. So
yeah, I'll get one of the kids to work to do that.
Do they still use TikTok?
Yeah, I think it's called TikTok now.
Or TikTok, yeah. Do they? I don't know. Is that still a thing?
I think it's still a fairly big thing. Yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
Who knows? It changes so much.
It's yeah, who knows? So our next podcast is in 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then 2 weeks after that actually falls on Christmas Day. So I guess we'll do 2 weeks and maybe we'll do one the week after.
We'll see.
The week before or something like that. Because I know we're going to have our first guest speaker.
Okay.
On. Also formerly known as King.
Oh, okay.
Because she's Christmas.
That's confirmed.
She's Christmas crazy like you.
So are we going to do that before Christmas?
I think she'd like to do it before Christmas. So
okay, all
right. I think she'll have to. I think we'll have to pretty well make arrangements.
Should I get another boom arm for the mic?
I
got the little mics.
Yeah. She'll be fine with that.
We'll figure that out.
So I think she'd almost have to come on the next podcast.
Yeah. All right.
So King, if you're listening, I think what is it that's going to be? Let me see here. December 11th.
Mm-hmm.
Will be, so she'll have to drive out to Appleton, Ontario, Canada. And then she'll moan and groan about how long of a drive it is. And so we'll probably talk about this when King's here, but King's from Newfoundland. And she likes to go on her rants, but this is back a few years ago. She we were just talking about this the other day. There was we were in one day. We had to come in one day. It wasn't like a PD day, but you know what I think it was? I think it was when they used to have the Christmas concert at lunch hour and then all the kids went home.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was that day. I think it was like at the last day of the Christmas holidays. Anyways, a bunch of people What the?
I don't know. All right.
Okay. So the EA office used to be upstairs where the secondary math office is now. And a bunch of us were sitting in there and I took King's cell phone and I called her brother down east.
Okay.
And I told him that I explained who I was, and I told him I was worried about King because she was burning the candle at both ends. She was working all day, and then she was picked up a extra job for extra money as a stripper, and and that she was keeping late nights and falling asleep at work, and I was a little concerned that maybe...
Did her brother know you at all?
No, never met him. Never.
All right.
And
so wouldn't suspect that this is a joke at all. Okay.
And that, she hadn't been at work for a couple of days, and I was really worried, and then it was like, actually I haven't spoken to any of this. Anyways, and then I can't remember if I started to laugh or if King yelled and said, don't believe her. But yeah. That was the one and only time I ever spoke to her brother.
It's traumatizing.
Anyway, so King's going to be on.
All right. Perfect.
Yeah.
Look forward to it.
Yeah,
All right.
she'll be a blast.
Okay.
She'll have some wild stories, and that.
So hopefully that's 2 weeks from now. And all right.
She actually texted me or messaged me while we were doing this, and sent me some video or something. Yeah, King would have her Christmas tree up by now, and probably have like 8 Christmas trees
I think she had them up.
in October.
No, like more late August. So, honestly, yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
She's
which is fantastic. I think it's great.
stupid.
Yeah. It's fun.
And that. So yeah. So
'tis the season.
Our first guest will be.
And then we have a few other potential guests lined up too. It'd be
We do.
nice. Yeah. So that's
do.
good. Some people have shown interest, and
Yeah.
we've asked a few people, and they're like thinking about it, maybe, right? So yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting with 3 people. Mm-hmm. And that. So yeah, that's about it. That's what time do we have here?
We're at an hour and 11 minutes.
I tell you, the time flies by.
Time flies when you're having fun, right?
Time flies when you're having fun.
It's true. I had all these few other things too, but we're good.
Yeah, if you want to keep going, I'm
No.
good.
It's we're good. We saved all this stuff for.
We got to get out of here before witching hour.
Well, that's it. I'm starting to.
I don't want this to end because then we're gonna have to deal with out there.
Yeah. No, 'cause I was going to talk a little bit about the Renfrew Millionaires.
Oh, hockey, yeah.
Yeah, because I was talking like the name was on the Stanley Cup, but that's actually Ottawa, right? And there was some stuff about the Millionaires that I looked up that I found pretty interesting. So that'd be a good, maybe a little good thing that I can talk about for next episode.
There we go.
Right?
There we go.
And then other than that, wombat poop is cubed. We had the U.S. the hearing for the UFOs.
Oh, yes.
And not much came out of that, right?
Did they ever actually? I don't know. I don't know. Did they ever actually admit? Like, did they ever actually say we have? Some people have told me yes. Other people have told me.
So like there was testimonies from ex-Pentagon official. What is it, like Lou Elizondo, and journalists, a journalist, and basically what they were saying is the highlights were they encountered encounters with UAPs, like UFOs. UAPs would be unidentified aerial phenomenon. Government secrecy, right? Your typical stuff. And then, they are demanding transparency. That's, the same sort of stuff or whatever. It's interesting though.
Bullish.
Yeah. And then some people, like conspiracy theorists, say that it's good for distractions of other thing that's going on, right? Let's throw this out here. So, everyone's distracted with this story as something else goes on, right?
Yeah.
There's all these things. So anyway, it is what it is. So yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't really want to see any UFOs or aliens either. So
yeah, no, yeah, we got enough with the ghost here. So.
Matt, you're cracking me up because every once in a while Matt glances out.
I just look, right? I am glancing out, but it's those mannequins.
So Matt's facing the front room.
I'm in the tea room, in the back tea room, and I can see through the entrance of the tea room, I guess, into the great room, and it's I'm just keeping an eye on it, seeing if any lights flick on or off, or the fireplace like suddenly goes on, or you never know. Anyway, all right.
Anyways, I could just see one of the yahoos sitting downstairs some night when they know we're here and start.
That'd be pretty good. That'd be a really good prank. That'd be the problem is though you'd have to set the alarm, right? Go down.
Yeah.
And then just stay still. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
So if Ed says to me the alarm's turned off,
we know something's up.
We'll know something's up. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all right.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure. The other guest speaker I'd love to have, and I haven't asked him yet, but it would be Brian, who actually also sits on the
board.
On the board. He belongs to the Perth band. Mm-hmm. And it is the longest running citizen band in Canada, dating back to 1850.
Yeah. Nice.
and that. So yeah, he's I'm sure he'd have lots of stories to tell us and all that. So yeah, and he's into the paranormal, so he has some wild stories.
Okay, I'm on board for that.
We could prank King next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a
King,
bad
don't be
idea.
listening.
I don't know if anyone makes it this far in the episodes. We'll see.
Anyways, okay. Well, listen, we'll say farewell.
Yeah.
and,
Thank you, good listeners, for tuning in. It's great. Thank you for your support.
There you
Without
go.
you, there'd be no podcast.
So well said. Off the cuff, Matt. Off the cuff.
absolutely.
And I'll finish with be kind. And if you're in the rural area and you see a green light flashing, pull over because it's a volunteer firefighter going to an emergency.
All right. Take
All right.
care.
Farewell.
right.
Farewell. Goodbye. Cheers.
Bye.